Welcome to Breakfast with Birch and Bat, a conversational podcast about tabletop RPGs.
And anything else we want.
With your hosts, me, Arella.
And me, Kyle.
Good morning.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Welcome again to Breakfast with Birch and Bat. We've been gone a while.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute since we've recorded.
We've had a lot.
It's been a busy few weeks.
The podcast kind of gets set to the side when the actual business front stuff takes over. Yeah,
things have kind of been popping off over here. We've had a lot of different projects going on, and it's been kind of like nose to the grindstone over here. So that was kind of the first thing that fell away a little bit was the podcast. But we are back.
Back for now. That's the thing. If this starts popping again, I can't guarantee I'm going to be here. You might have to find a sidekick for a little bit.
I mean, I'm sure I could rustle up a couple of nerds that I love.
There you go.
But yeah, we'll try and record a lot more regularly. But yeah, as business picks up, like, we get very preoccupied with keeping things going. It's
what I like to call the summer crunch.
Yeah.
Summer crunch is what businesses like us have when Christmas is coming.
Holidays are coming.
You have to prep that shit well in advance. Christmas in July is not a thing for suburban moms. It is a thing for people like us. Mm-hmm. Where we have to sit down and go, okay, what do we put holly berries and Christmas lights on and prepare for we have to have that mindset going in.
Yeah, getting everything squared away for it's like, okay, Halloween's going to come up. We got that taken care of. We got to get everything ready before Black Friday and the holiday season. Oh, fuck.
Because here's the thing. I would say, I always start preparing for in August, right? Mm-hmm. Black Friday is going to be different this year because of the corona.
Yeah, that's another thing that's sort of been something we've been working on and sort of taking in stride as things keep on changing.
Mm-hmm. Black Friday is going to change the corona. Black Friday is going to be changed during the corona for one big reason, and that is everyone's going to shop online. Mm-hmm. Unless they're in Florida, everyone will shop online. Throwing shade at Florida, I don't even care. You can go by the date of this podcast. It is July 14th. Everyone knows why I'm shading Florida right now.
Yeah.
Black Friday is going to be definitely changed because of that. Mm-hmm. So online retailers are going to have a huge swell of business, and we are one of those people. Mm-hmm. So we now have to buckle the fuck down and get that rearing and ready to go.
We're getting all our product lines and stuff that the big projects that are going to be happening before and during November and then onward, we get taken care of now.
Yeah. Actually, let's start with you. What are you working on right now?
Oh, man. So, biggest thing that I've been working on. Do we want to talk about blogs first, or do we want to go with project kind of stuff?
Oh, let's go with blogs first.
With blogs first? So, we have blogs now. Specifically, I have a blog that is part of birchandbat.com. Mm-hmm. Previously, I was posting to Tumblr and posting to Twitter and a whole bunch of social media. And it kind of spread a lot of the stuff that I make kind of thin. So I've found a single blog to post all of my gaming content, all of my art, all of my assorted tabletop game stuff under one roof. It's a blog called Gamejoy. Just all one word, Gamejoy. It is about the things that I find joyful in games. Mm-hmm. Tabletop games, video games, board games, anything involved with games as a concept. I bring my joy to it on this blog, and I'm so excited to finally have this out here. I am beyond stoked to have something that feels a lot more professional, but is also image-based and really colorful, and just, it really speaks to my personality.
I love the iconography you've put with it, and the palette and everything else. It looks so good.
It's very sort of 70s aesthetic design, but with modern color palette.
I love it.
Which is that's me as a person.
You do reflect on the 70s style. And
I'm absolutely that mid to late 70s tropical vibe kind of guy.
Yeah.
I love it. I love Hawaiian print. I love that the sort of mid-70s mod style line art and things. Yeah. I adore it. It's always been an aesthetic I've kind of gravitated to, and Gamejoy is just decked out in it.
I think it's really cool. I love the idea of just how much you're going to be able to put on there. Mm-hmm. I want to see your opinions on, especially like video games and stuff, because you haven't done a whole lot of that.
I'm excited to get back into video games. Like, I did it for a short while when I was working on Tumblr. I had a side blog for it. I didn't really post a lot to it. It just ended up on my main blog. But yeah, Game Joy focuses on as many different aspects of games as I want to pursue. And
you're gonna have a special post about tic-tac-toe?
The one of the best games involving crosses and hashtags.
Yeah, it's the best.
No, it's all. I'm sorry, baby. It's going to be all Connect 4 from here on in. I'm getting into high competitive now that. What was that Wii game that came out with, or not Wii, Switch game that came out with all of the board games?
God, yeah,
Clubhouse games.
Yeah,
I have it on my Switch right now, or the demo of it, and Connect 4 is one of the games, and I didn't realize how bad I was at Connect 4 until you enter the competitive level of it.
Oh yeah, people will completely wreck you on Connect 4.
Good God.
You gotta be careful with that shit.
The game has evolved since I was, I don't know, 6,
How
I guess.
does Connect 4 evolve? It's very basic,
you don't know about the diagonal game.
I know, I am the diagonal game. That's how I win that's how I play fools like you and beat them every time.
I guess so.
Everyone forget the diagonal game.
No, I'm much more of a checkers and a chess guy myself.
Can't play chess, so you'd beat me there.
You know what? I'm not super great at it, but like I wouldn't have. It's got to be pretty. I think you could learn pretty quick.
Kyle,
yeah,
take the victory. Don't teach me another thing that I will learn very quickly. Don't just be like I could beat Arella at chess.
Don't give you a new excuse to beat me at stuff.
Yeah, just be like I could beat you at chess, Arella, and I'll be like, yes, you can, and we're gonna leave it at that. I have a blog too, now. Well, I already had a blog. I just moved it. I moved the Bardic Chef, my blog about recipes in tabletop gaming, to also birchandbat.com, where you can also find Game Joy. Basically, I've been having this blog since 2017.
Yeah, you've had this one for a while.
I have.
This has been like a long-form project for you.
It's kind of moved around. I've been trying to find a good home for it. I gave it its own .com, and it was doing okay there. But I like the idea of having it condensed down to where the rest of my work is located. Because like the art we make and products we make, I'd love having it all in one place.
Yeah. So what's Bardic Chef about?
Bardic Chef is my character, Bard Priyana. She's a bard who shows off her art through culinary skills. She cooks monsters. She cooks normal food. She cooks regional food to different lands that she visits. And I write down the recipes that were in-game and post them to the blog.
Yeah, it's sort of like a fantasy recipe book.
Yes.
As a blog. Like half travel blog, half like
yes.
Fantasy cookbook.
Yeah, so I've ported all of the recipes, all of the information, the how to make the stuff in real life kind of posts and everything. They're all on birchandbat.com now, which is pretty cool, and I'm pretty hyped to have that there.
It's really cool. Like, I've been following your Bardic Chef stuff because I've run games with this character in it. There's adventures and parts of my campaign that there are recipes that exist on this blog that are from parts of my game.
Yeah.
And it's really, like, if you're interested in, like, tabletop game recap posts where people post about, like, here's what happened in this session of the game, it's a really kind of unique take on that. Because it's like, here's a bit of world building from a character's perspective, and then a recipe to go along with it.
She gives like a little snippet. It's not like a full game recap, but it's like a little bit from her perspective of what she was thinking when she had to make the recipe. Particularly her complaining about things. Because let's be real, she's a Leo as I am. She complains a lot when things aren't going her way. And so there's a lot of, God damn it, I hate giant spiders. Why did the other adventurers bring me giant spiders? Oh my God, I want to die.
Oh God, I'm cooking giant spiders again. Apparently this entire region is just nothing but giant spiders and salt.
Oh no. So there's a few giant wolf spider recipes that she has on there where the description's literally just But
yeah, it's a tiny slice of story along with a recipe that is actually like a functional recipe.
I settled on an art style. People who followed the Bardic Chef, which there's a little crossover between Birch and Bat and Bardic Chef's people. They've noticed that I've shifted all the recipe art a few times. Like, I will completely redo my entire catalog of art just because I'm trying to find something that would work. I think I finally settled on it. It's a very, like, watercolor-y kind of look. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what we're going to be staying with. So if you want to check out any of that, you can go to the Bardic Chef tab on birchandbat.com and just give it a look.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I think I think the art has come a long way, and I think that the art style that is currently at, it's really good.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I wanted it to look like she could have done it herself. Like, if she was journaling, she could have done a watercolor herself or something to represent the art. I tried to do it in sketch before. It just didn't look... Food is vibrant. Food has to be colorful.
Yeah.
You can't just pencil sketch food and have it look really good.
No, it has to be able to pop, because certain things, color is really what kind of brings it to life.
Mm-hmm. So that's why I chose that. But hopefully, it's all going to go really cool. I'll have some more recipes up on there shortly.
I'm excited to see it. Also, on GameJoy, speaking of art styles, because you were saying, so I have... Most of the blog is image-based. Like, I have a lot of my art and things on there.
Yeah.
One thing that's ported over, because I know a handful of people who follow me from my old blog, Dungeons and Donuts, followed me for my reviews. Mm-hmm. So I'm keeping a lot of the review kind of content that I was doing before, because one thing I did was illustrated reviews, where I would draw stuff for it.
Yeah.
That is coming to GameJoy. I have a bunch of my old ones posted. All of the art that I made is on there. Every review has like a custom piece of art for that kind of game. The format has changed slightly because instead of going into like a full in-depth, like nitty-gritty review of like pros and cons for each product, honestly, I'm just focusing on like the things that make me really happy about it.
I think it's great.
Most of my reviews skew towards positive anyway. Mm-hmm. The more I reflected on the stuff I was putting out, the more I was like, you know what, I can do this a little better. I can be a lot more condensed and have a lot more to say that is just positive and just like sharing what I love about the games.
I think, honestly, that is like the freshest take right now. Mm-hmm. A lot of review blogs, especially in tabletop gaming, are incredibly negative. Like, it's nitpicky, negative for a very, like, paragraphs on paragraphs.
Oh, yeah.
And I've always had the opinion, because as a creator, how exhausting does that have to be for someone to have spent a year or more of their time on something? Mm-hmm. And have someone give it like a 4 out of 5 and spend the entire review nitpicking the bad.
Mm-hmm. And like for a lot of my previous stuff, like I'd be extremely positive up front about a lot of things, but then I would also balance it with like, here's the things I didn't like, here are some nitpicks, here are some like technical critiques. And the more games I started to receive from different companies and things, and the more I would play and the more I would create myself, the more I realized, you know what, those really technical nitty-gritty complaints, creators already know. Like, if you're a creator and you're making games, like, you already know the kind of, like, minutiae detail, like, small stuff that didn't quite work or isn't quite, like, all there. Like, me pointing that out in a review doesn't actually boost anything, or it doesn't actually do any good, I feel like. So, instead, having a series of impressions that are predominantly positive, but also just sharing the specific positive things that I'm taking away from things, that's what I want to focus on.
I feel like for people who look at reviews, I know there will be some people that disagree with me, but overall, if you're looking for a game and you're looking at reviews to see if it's any good, you aren't looking necessarily for the list of bad features. You're looking for the list of things that make this game fun.
Yeah, that's really what I want to focus on, is the really specific moments of joy. That's why the blog is called Game Joys, because that's kind of what I want to focus on. But those specific moments of like, oh, this was really, really cool.
Yeah.
And like things that your average sort of bullet points review is still going to gloss over and not mention, but those moments that I can focus on.
Absolutely.
And also that, integrates into like whenever I do an illustrator review, I draw like a scene or a moment from the game, and it gives me an excuse to have like a lot of fun with the drawing, which is cool. Your
art's all really, really cute. Every time you do those review pictures, I love them.
Mm-hmm. I've got one coming up, might go up today, like by the time this airs on the site. I've got or sort of impressions of the Tales from the Loop starter set that Free Illegan Publishing sent me. It's really cool.
Cool.
I love this game. The production qualities are wonderful. You'll be able to read my impressions of it because, like, there's a lot of fun stuff in this box.
I love it. I can't wait to see that. We got a lot going on. Goodness.
Yeah, the blogs are the big thing. Like, that was something that we both kind of put a bunch of work in, realizing, if we're putting a lot of effort into the site and the store and everything, but we're also spending a ton of, like, time on social media making stuff, like, I might as well have it under one roof.
Yeah.
Sort of that way it all feeds back into each other, and, like, it's also much easier to catalog.
There's so much cross-promotion between them going on anyway, you know? And it just made sense just to have them all in one location. Like a big family kind of thing. It's nice.
Yeah. Well, plus I noticed I wasn't really blogging a whole lot. Like, as many followers as I had on Tumblr, which was where my main blog is, I stopped posting to it just because it was harder and harder for me to make the time for it. And also I wasn't feeling the motivation to. Everything felt kind of stale, and I also felt like my focus was all over the place.
Yeah.
Because I would post a bit of everything. I would do maps, I would do advice, I would do, like, comics and sketches and stuff. And the only thing that really unified it was sort of this banner of, like, Dungeons and Dragons or tabletop games and fantasy stuff. But I had a really hard time coming back to it. As soon as I made a new blog with a new banner and a real, like, with a concrete focus, like, I'm going to find the things that I love about games and I'm going to share that joy with people. It's so easy now.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I left Tumblr a very long time ago. That's where I had the Bardic Chef originally.
Yeah.
Was there. Technically, I had it even earlier on Blogger, then
I remember, yeah.
Then I went to Tumblr, then I went to Sewn.com, and now it's on Birch and Bat. As soon as it was on Birch and Bat, it kind of clicked for me.
Yeah, I remember.
It just kind of, this is now a part of all of the art I'm creating. Instead of being like, well, I can let this go a little bit because I have to focus my attention here, or, this is the official store, so this needs more time. I can't be putting too much time and effort into a blog. Now it's all one. Now it's just the things I create.
Yeah, because another thing was we were putting all of our creativity into our work. Because the store is work, and the products we make for it is work. Like, that's our job.
It's what gives us food on our plate, yeah.
Yeah, but, like, finding the time to do blogging on the side was like, well, that kind of distracts and takes away from, like, day job kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Now, it's kind of one and the same.
It's all the same, yeah. Now we can thoroughly enjoy ourselves.
And that's the thing, like, I'm still finding a lot of joy in it, too, which is good.
Good, I'm glad. Store stuff, though.
We've been working on so much stuff.
My God. You start with... Go ahead.
Okay, so I have a new PDF coming out hopefully soon. I don't have a concrete release date for it yet. Mostly because I'm still working on it, getting it finished. It is a free PDF called Into the Feywild.
Yeah.
Back in 2016, I wrote and designed a supplement for Insider, which was EN World's 5th edition Patreon thing. It's basically where they had, like, you pay every month, you get a couple articles and maybe an adventure. I did a ton of content for them. All the rights to it have reverted back to me. And I'm sort of going over it and thinking, like, what can I update? What's worth sort of hanging on to? Into the Feywild, which is a Feywild setting and adventure. It was their 100th article back when it came out originally. And it's one of the nicer things I've ever put out.
Yeah.
So now I'm giving it a way better layout, doing original art for it. Basically, I'm upgrading it. I'm taking it from what it was back in 2016, which was decent, and I'm sort of updating it to be a lot better.
I think it's great.
Thank you. If you like fairies, Feywild adventuring, elves, very, very sort of like Spirited Away or Midsummer Night's Dream kind of setting and play, where everything's very magical and riddle-filled and things like that. Very mischievous.
Yeah.
That's the setting. It takes place in a hedge maze city called Hedgegrove.
Cool.
Where the characters get whisked away there for a variety of means. There's a couple of different adventure hooks to get there. Once you're there, you adventure on behalf of an archfey, Princess Dandelion, who puts you up to a variety of different tasks. You need to, like, find a pair of slippers that she has ordered. You need to entertain her guests at a Archfey soiree. There's all kinds of like adventuring you can do throughout the city, and there's a ton of random tables and random things to go with it too.
I think it's going to be a huge hit, especially with our clientele. Mm-hmm. People who usually come to us for all kinds of cool PDF stuff are going to get a lot of use out of it. Yeah. It's going to provide a really fun adventure for, I was going to say springtime, but honestly,
it's good.
Faye's good.
It's
anytime.
Good all year round. The nice thing about it is it provides a really nice break. If you're running a D&D campaign or any other kind of fantasy game and you want 1 or 2 sessions just to be like a break.
Yeah.
This provides a lot of options for just like, hey, go adventure in the Feywild. You got to be careful there because when you deal with the Fey, you have to be very careful because they are incredibly tricky and manipulative. But you can have a lot of fun and you can come away with it with a lot of really cool stuff.
Absolutely.
So it's like a wonderful sort of like vacation that you can do with your players.
Which a lot of campaigns sometimes just need that little bit, that little boost of a break from, especially if it's been a hard few sessions, if they just solved a major dungeon thing and they just are like craving the sunlight.
Yeah.
We're better to send them than the Feywild, just for a little bit.
It's a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Like, I really liked the original adventure and the original map were ones that I was really proud of back in 2016. Mm-hmm. Looking at them now, they still hold up.
Yeah.
Compared to a lot of the other stuff that I've made back then and everything, this held up particularly well. So I was like, it just needs a fresh coat of paint and maybe a bit of additional content. So look from that for me in the near future.
It's going to be awesome. I have released an entirely new set of D20 designs on our store. They're all natural ones.
Yeah, the Natural One series.
I have 4 currently. We have the Acid Pit, which is my personal favorite.
God, that Acid Pit sticker turned out so good.
Thank you. I have Poison Dart Trap, which is very adventuring themed. I have Graveyard. And then I have Singed, which is very like... got hit by a fireball a little too many times.
The Singed is so good.
Thank
like
you.
all 4 of these designs are really, really solid. Singed and Acid Pit are so cool.
Thank you. I do plan on expanding the line in the future. No immediate plans to do that, but it is one that I would like to get up to like about 10 designs before I move forward with it. I also have more actual D20s planned for the rest of the year. I will not say what they are because I make these as I'm inspired. I have a list of ones I'm going to make, but which one gets done first is up to my brain to be like, that's fun.
Yeah, cool.
So I don't get
No, I mean, like, as motivation hits.
Yeah. These are all available, of course, on birchandbat.com. As of recording this, it's mainly mugs and phone cases. You can also go on our Redbubble. We have the Redbubble link at the bottom of our Birch and Bat page.
Yeah.
That has everything. Stickers, masks, bed sheets, bedding.
They got tons of stuff.
Anything you could possibly imagine, it's there.
If you like Arella's D20 designs or any other her designs, there's a whole suite of products you can get there.
I do know that they have a really good discount sale on stickers right now, so go out, get that shit.
That's exciting.
The other big thing we've got going on, speaking of stickers.
Oh, are we finally dropping this?
We're going to let people in on this. So, a little backstory, just a little bit. I want to thank our customers for being so understanding and so awesome during this COVID-19 thing because, to be frank, it wrecked us.
Yeah, that's one thing a lot of companies, and especially I haven't talked about a whole lot, is like, this has been the biggest hurdle that a lot of businesses have like ever faced.
So, pure honesty on the table. We use a print-on-demand service. We are a family living in a one-bedroom apartment. We ain't like... middle class or anything, you know? Let's just put that out there.
We're still kind of scrappy. We're still doing that.
We still got that starving artist label attached to us. We do not have room for inventory here.
No.
So we use a wonderful print-on-demand service that we send them the orders. They have warehouses throughout the world that we're able to send t-shirts, mugs, phone cases, stickers, whatever the hell, through with our art on it. And the products are lovely. It's why I chose them. They are wonderful. Our customers have loved them so far. Here's the problem. They are also doing the orders for, like, 100,000 plus people other than us.
Yeah.
When COVID hit, especially when in their United States locations, and restrictions were implemented, and they had to cut down their people to maybe an eighth of what they had before, it got backed up. It got backed up bad.
Yeah.
And so a sticker that would normally take them 1 to 3 days to print and ship was now taking 25 to 30 days to print and ship.
Yeah, and that's, especially for stickers, like, that's crazy.
It was, and I don't blame them.
No, of course not.
They have been so wonderful trying to work with me, we only have 3 orders. 3 out of all the orders that are still a little bit slogged. But they've cleared the rest of them and talked with me and were open the whole way. This, however, really highlighted the fact that we weren't making our own stickers. Stickers are our number one product. I feel very comfortable letting people know that. Stickers are our number one beyond everything else seller. And so I had to remove them from the store.
Yeah, it hurts.
And that hurt our ability to fucking live.
Yeah.
Really hard. So I bit the bullet on a big business thing. Kyle went in on this. I don't want to leave you out of this. Sorry, I said an I thing there.
Here's the thing. This was a ton of your hard work, and like I was there to support you every step of the way. But like this was a lot of work on your part.
I found a really awesome printer who can make die cut stickers. Currently, our stickers are kiss cut, where they do a thin line on a sticker sheet, and you get like a square with this. You peel a sticker off the square. Die cut is a level above that. It's what most people want from a sticker. I found somebody who could do me die cut stickers, and then I found backing boards so that when we ship the stickers, they don't bend, and custom bags to keep these in, and stamps to stamp them with so that we could have custom packaging. And we found out that our lovely printer does warehousing. Putting all of these things together, it has been a 2-month ordeal of trying to get our own stickers done. And we are 95% of the way there. Yeah.
We're waiting on a couple more things, but we decided that production-wise, we're coming up with our own die-cut stickers.
And they will have a 1 to 2 business day turnaround, no matter what COVID does.
Yeah. That way, rather than it being sort of like a print-on-demand kind of service with our print fulfillment company, these are warehoused and ready to go. When you want a sticker, you buy it from us, boom, you have it much, much sooner.
Much sooner, and it's reliable. These will be limited in number. I cannot promise when a reprint will happen of a certain style, mainly because I have 45 styles.
Yeah. The amount of D20 designs and other designs that we use for our stickers throughout Birch and Bat, it's so many designs.
And that's a lot. That's a lot of time and investment because we have to package these ourselves, and plus the upfront cost of producing and things like that for a business of our size, which is still incredibly small. Like, I want to be frank there because I know there's a lot of people who listen to this podcast who are also trying to get in the same business. That's why I'm being very open and upfront with this.
That's good.
I want people to know it is hard work. You have to make sure you have all the funds, all the money, all that stuff ready to go up front. And we didn't kickstart anything. This was us putting the money away until we had it.
Yeah.
It's hard, but my God, it's going to be worth it.
Absolutely.
I'm also going to front this with the intention of these stickers is to make money for us to make our own custom dice sets in the future.
Oh shit, world exclusive.
I'm dropping that honesty right here, right now, just so people can get a little hype for it. I'm sure this comes as no surprise to most people that we were planning on doing this.
Holy shit. Sorry. Fuck, we're making dice.
Eventually, we're making dice. Because I don't want to kickstart it. Because, especially with COVID, I don't want to have to make a promise and have it be delayed because of something outside of our own restraint. We have no idea what production lines are going to be looking like with this thing. So I don't want to crowdsource and crowdfund this and not have a guarantee of when I can release it.
Right.
So instead, we're making these die-cut stickers, putting them out there, and 100% of the profit will go towards the start of us making dice, and the dice will make more dice, and that's the plan.
If you're listening to this and you want like custom made dice from us, because we're going to have a line of dice in the future, if you want that, the best way to get is when we've got these die cut stickers available. If you like our designs, get some stickers, because like the money we make from those is going right into dice production.
I also plan on having a deal going forward with the die cut stickers, where if you buy 3, you get 1 free.
Oh, cool.
So if you got parties that you want to do stuff, get stuff for, that'd be a really good way to help support us. Just so we can keep things moving, get us going. It's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
We're not going to have all the styles available at once. That's going to be a big thing I need people to understand. So it's not like every design we have will have a die cut sticker immediately. We are rolling these out as we get them. So maybe 3 to 5 at a time.
Yeah.
I can promise, and I will promise right up front, Dungeon Master sticker will be the first one out, without a doubt, no questions asked.
Yeah.
Because I know that's going to be the one people ask about the most of it. But what about the Dungeon Master sticker? I promise you that's dropping first. You can look forward to that. Get your Dungeon Master something neat to put on their binder. Like, it's going to be great.
Folks, as a Dungeon Master, the kindest thing that you can do for them, other than being understanding if your character dies or like being a good player when you play, appreciate them. Get them a Dungeon Master sticker. Get them something, because like being a DM is tough work.
Bake them cookies or something too. That would be nice.
Oh yeah.
Put a Dungeon Master sticker on the cookie tray that you give them.
There you go.
You can't lose.
God, yeah, I'm really, really excited for those. That's going to be really cool. Folks, I actually just want to say how incredibly thankful I am for everybody listening to begin with, but also everyone who's supported birchandbat.com from the beginning.
Completely.
And also like supporting us in like the independent endeavors that we had been doing beforehand. Mm-hmm. I recently passed my 8-year anniversary on my blog Dungeons and Donuts. Like, I've been doing tabletop game stuff for almost a decade now.
Wow.
And one thing I wanted to do was also reflect a little bit on that and just sort of like how much we've been supported by the community and what we've sort of kind of things that we've made. And I'm beyond thankful for the support that it's gotten over the years.
Yeah, me too. It's kind of blown my mind at kind of where we are now compared to where we started. Because both of us were kind of like, you were definitely in the industry already.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
No. But well, I mean, and that's the thing, like when I started, like I didn't know what I was doing. Like I just kind of jumped in, and I had some encouraging friends, and I had people encouraging me, people saying that it wasn't as hard to break into it as I thought, and it would be worth it to take that first step.
Yeah.
And I know with you, it was very similar when you got started with a lot of this stuff. Because we've both made a lot from basically nothing.
Yeah, I think we came at it from different angles, but those angles married each other by the end of it and created what we have now, which is fascinating to me that we kind of came from, like, you're very PDF story driven.
Yeah.
And I am basically pure art and business merch driven.
Oh yeah, you've always had amazing sensibilities when it comes to merchandise and for like making products, which is something I'm incredibly envious of, but I've also I've learned a lot in doing this.
Well, I've done a couple of our 2 free PDFs right now were mine. Mm-hmm. And I have 1 PDF in the store that's also mine. But they don't have the like level of writer's polish that yours does.
Oh, I have a lot of experience with it. I think your stuff is really good, though.
I appreciate that. I'm trying to compliment you. Take the compliment, Kyle. Your writing's bomb.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
You're the writer in the family, for sure. For me, Birch and Bat came after I had already started making D20 art. Mm-hmm. I made like the mermaid design, the succulent design. I was making things for not necessarily women, but feminine voices.
Yeah.
That encompasses anyone who identifies as feminine. There wasn't a lot of that. At the time, there is now. Yeah. It's growing now, which I'm so happy to see it's growing now.
It's real good.
But at the time, it didn't exist.
Because this was back in, what, 2017?
Or late 2016.
Late 2016, yeah. In an industry that has been mostly male-focused. Mm-hmm. And when I say that, I mean mostly, like, male aesthetic stuff. Like, primary colors, really sharp lines, like, really sort of, like, masculine kind of designs. Mm-hmm. Not a lot of softness, not a lot of pastels, not a lot of things like the things that you were making felt really different.
It was different at the time.
I
want to underline that. At the time, it was incredibly different. I'm happy that it's turning.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so happy because it gives people who appreciate softer aesthetic, florals, things. Okay, they're coded as feminine. I want to put that in there. They don't necessarily have to be feminine. They're coded feminine. Mm-hmm. Those things were rejected for a really long time, and now they're becoming more and more normal.
Yeah, which is wonderful to see.
It's so good to see, and it does my heart good to know that there's that out there for people now, because I feel like it was, not even, underserved market isn't even the right way to say it. It was just a blatantly shunned market. Yeah. It was a demographic that if you arrived at a table very feminine looking, you would be shunned. That was the whole drive behind what I was doing. Mm-hmm. When we created Birch and Bat, it was kind of like, well, you're a writer and you make all of these things that are definitely more progressive than the things that I've seen before. And I'm trying to open up this entire world for a market of players that are getting ignored and shoved out of spaces. Together, we could freaking rock this. Like, that was kind of the feel of that.
Yeah.
And it's gone from there, and I'm really proud of it all. But our customer base is so badass and awesome.
Yeah, it's been really, really amazing to see people come out and support the store and support the kind of things that we make. Mm-hmm. Like, it's incredibly gratifying to know, from my perspective, to know that audience is there.
Yes.
Because it is. Like, anyone that says otherwise is wrong.
And are losing out on a hugely loyal audience.
Exactly.
Which, why? Can I just, know. From a business perspective, because there's going to be people listening to this going, they serve a small part of the market. No. I'm telling you right now, to anyone out there who's like, well, I don't want to have feminine things because that's not going to make me money. Listen. They're like 50% of like everything.
Yeah. I'd say 50% of every single industry.
Yeah.
For tabletop games, it's probably higher than that.
Yeah, likely.
Like, I guarantee you, with the amount of new people coming into the hobby, thanks to things like Critical Role, thanks to things like the Adventure Zone, like, the amount of new people who are focused on tabletop games and D&D and other, like, fantasy stuff, a lot of it is women, and a lot of it is people who want more feminine leaning stuff. And like, that's a huge market. And it's also like, as a guy who really, really likes that kind of stuff, I've never had it. No. Like, growing up, like playing D&D and playing a lot of other games, not a lot of sort of softer or more pastel or feminine kind of designs. And like,
not even pastel even, but just like things that aren't just dark red, black, navy blue, stone crevices in caves. and weaponry and shiny metal armor.
Yeah.
That's it. That was like it. Or black leather or brown leather, everything.
Yeah, the amount of black and brown and just all of that kind of stuff, design-wise.
I have things that are very dark in color and like rich in tone, but they have a different vibe than just like rugged roughness. Rugged is probably, that was the aesthetic for all tabletop for the longest time. And I'm kind of trying to go in a much different direction than that.
Yeah.
Just because it wasn't there for me. And the more I'd talk about how it wasn't there for me, the more other people would be like, well, why don't you make that? Because I want it to. It's just not there. Why is this not there? One of our biggest designs that sells is a wood-colored D20 surrounded by sunflowers.
Yeah, I love that sunflower design so much.
People love it. It's one of our best-selling aesthetic ones. People love that thing. You would have not found that.
No.
Anywhere.
Well, especially with like merchandise and stuff.
Yeah.
Like games in particular, but also everything surrounding it in terms of merch. That didn't exist at that time.
I also want to...
I would have bought it otherwise.
I just want to say, it's not like I'm reinventing the wheel here. I don't think I'm some kind of genius for putting these two things together. Rather, I'm taking Bath and Body Works aesthetic and I'm applying it to tabletop.
I mean, yeah. No, honestly, that is probably the most apt thing that you could say about that, because it's almost one-to-one. Like, Bath and Body Works, the amount of artistry that goes into the designs on the stickers on candles that they have.
Candles, lotion bottles.
Just all of their art and all of their aesthetic.
I know people give Bath and Body Works a hard time for being very Karen-centric. It's made for Karens. But maybe just like, not right now. Maybe go on the website. Don't go into a Bath and Body Works right now. Go to the website. Look at their 3-wick candle section and take a look at the product design on those candles. It's beautiful.
The typography, the aesthetics, the colors, the palettes.
That sells, not necessarily to women, but to people who like softer, more flowing, feminine-coded things. And I love that style, and it sells incredibly well, which tells you that a lot of other people like that style too. So it's just merging the tabletop and the Dungeons and the Dragons with the Bath and Body Works. You just smash them together and you make a very yummy pie. That's me.
Like, I can say from personal experience, like, one of my favorite colors is pink. I am a cisgendered man. And growing up, that wasn't something that you could admit to people.
No.
As a young adult, like in my 20s and everything, you could be a guy and like pink, but it had to be that neon hot pink that is associated, again, it's like, it's very punk, or it's very like pink goth.
2005 goth pink.
Yeah, very hot topic. And that fucking rules, and it's awesome. But that was kind of what you were limited to. You had to sort of fit into that mold to enjoy that. Because if you went in for a soft pink or a baby pink, or like, for me, I love mint, I love robin's egg blue. Like, I like a lot of those softer colors.
You like blush pink too, yeah.
Blush pink is so good.
Yeah.
And again, it's technically a different color, but if a guy wears it, usually they have to call it salmon, or they have to call it... There's another... I forget which one it is. There's another word for it, because again, if you're a guy and you call it pink, you can't be doing that.
It's so stupid.
And things have changed now. Like, it's far more acceptable now than it used to be.
But not by much.
No. Especially not in tabletop games kind of circles, because they're still very nerd-centric. And... it really bummed me out that was a thing that just wasn't available. It wasn't even that it wasn't accepted. It's just that if I wanted to buy stuff like that, it didn't exist at the time. Now, you're starting to find it in places.
Oh, yeah, you're
and
starting
I'm
to see a lot
really
of
glad that it's also something that we provide.
Yeah, I love that we're a part of the movement to kind of make it accessible to everyone. That's the big thing for me, is I want tabletop gaming to be accessible, not just for the old school types.
Yeah.
But also for everyone.
Yeah.
I have a lot of Generation Z themed merch. Let's be real. I've made a lot of my D20s skew heavily in the late millennial Gen Z corner.
I mean, yeah.
Welcome to your new overlords there. As an older millennial, I am very aware I do not run this show.
No.
They are the new market. They are the new players. They are your new dungeon masters. You better get the fuck over it and adapt. And I'm more than happy to, because these people are funnier, more creative, and more brilliant than I will ever be.
I fucking love Gen Z and the stuff that they do. Because again, like as an older millennial coming into it, it's like it's a bit of a learning curve for me, but I'm fucking here for it.
They're so good. They're so good. And so if I could make things that make them happy and support them and encourage them to just embrace this hobby and make it better, because let's be real, they're going to make it better.
Absolutely.
They're going to take this hobby, get rid of all the bullshit that's been there for 40 years.
Yeah.
And they're going to make it something good.
I'm excited for it. And I'm really, really grateful to be a part of that.
Me too. The amount of generational Z people who send us messages and are just like, I'm so glad I found this. This is so me. Like, I thought nobody would have anything that says me. And this, now I know I can be like, we have the pride stickers and things like that of people who are now open and happy and not hiding.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy we can provide that for them too. A lot of people are. I'm seeing more and more pride stuff in tabletop. It's great. It's
amazing to see. Because, yeah, like before, when we started doing this, tabletop game companies, like the actual companies and everything, they did nothing for pride outside of like an obligatory post, a single post on their social media. Mm-hmm. Now, like clockwork, you can guarantee those companies have rainbow themed stuff going on. They have the transgendered flag going on as well now, which is huge.
That's a huge change, yeah.
Like more and more, they have become more accommodating and accepting and welcoming of queer voices and queer people and queer creators.
They have more work to do.
Oh, absolutely.
They have so much more work to do. But with the influence of the newest generations of players, they're going to get there eventually. I think they're going to be slower than we want them to be.
They're always going to be slow, and it is a shame, and it's awful. But
it's going to be a bit of a slog, but if anyone is going to encourage them to do it, it's going to be this new generation.
Absolutely.
And it's this new generation I want to work with and supply things for and help to conquer.
Hell yeah.
Let's be real. I want them to conquer this fucking industry.
I can't fucking wait. I can't wait. I'm so excited for this.
It's going to transform things. We're going to get better, fresher takes on better stories. It's going to be good.
It's going to be great. We're going to have, again, aesthetics are going to get so much better, too.
It's going to be so fucking good.
So, again, to sort of wrap a lot of that up, I'm really thankful for everyone who's reached out to us and to the store with feedback about this stuff and just your stories about, like, what it meant to you. That means the world to us. Oh, my God.
You have no idea. Like, there are people out during the protests who had their pride stuff on, too. And some of our things got onto some of...
Oh, my God.
And my heart was just soaring because I'm like, they're showing who they are without fear. Mm-hmm. But they're using our image to broadcast that voice. And that was like... That meant like, I'm about to tear up.
Yeah.
That meant a lot to me. Like, that was huge to see that... Because they're out there making moves and making a statement. And they... Again, just used our art to help them make that statement.
That's incredibly humbling.
Like, good God, like that, I had to take a day, you know, after seeing some of that. And like that, I have like, I'm struggling for words because it was like, it blew me away of like how powerful that was as a creator to see your work being used for good like that. Mm-hmm. And I tried to reach out to as many of them as I could and just be like, you know, fucking kill it, you know, like do it, go for it.
But thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much for like all of that and like showing us how much you love our work and allowing us to continue in this industry.
Yeah, especially now because I know like everyone is struggling because of COVID-19.
Yeah.
Like no business is unaffected by this. Mm-mm. And we've been able to keep going because of you.
Absolutely. And we're trying to come up with more things to be able to provide our customers that love in return, like having more free products, having a wider range of things that are being requested. We are listening, we are hearing, and we are taking notes, and we are adapting where we can. The patience that has been shown through this is incredible. And we appreciate, especially me, I appreciate that more than anything.
Absolutely. No, it means the world to us.
Oh my God. And because of that, we can push forward, continue to develop, keep going. This COVID ain't going to keep us all down, you know? Nope. We are going to get through this. And we will be here on the other side of that. With all of you.
Yeah. One thing that's really hit home for me over the past few months is how valuable tabletop games and everything sort of around it has been to me over this time.
Yeah.
Because, like, now that a lot of people are playing online, like, I've been playing online games for years now. It is one of the big ways that I keep in touch with a lot of friends. And I don't really know where my life would be without that. Because I've had it for so long now. Again, I've been blogging and doing stuff for almost a decade now. Being able to make stuff and being able to provide resources, and I'd like to provide more free resources as well to people to keep that going for others, to help spread that joy and to help spread that kind of enjoyment to people. That's huge for me.
Giving them even the smallest break from reality.
Yeah. Because
right now reality fucking sucks.
It's real hard. Not gonna beat around the bush, everybody. It's tough.
And so if we're able to provide even a moment of escape from that for somebody, it's all worth it.
Yep.
And we want to keep doing that. And we will keep doing that.
And just thank you so much for supporting us.
Absolutely. Thank you, everyone. It's just, again, I'm struggling. I'm stammering over words because it's a heart swell kind of thing of like, you're letting us create these wonderful things, and we hope that it helps you in return.
That's right.
I think we better wrap before I actually cry.
Yeah.
I'm about to actually cry.
Baby.
Because I am a very sad person. It is cancer season, and the tears are flowing, and I need to not. I need to not cry on a podcast. I don't think I'm there yet.
All right. You want me to wrap this up?
You're good.
Everyone, thank you so much for listening to Breakfast with Birch and Bat. If you're listening to this in the morning, evening, whenever you're listening to, thank you so much for tuning in to us.
Thank you, guys. And we hope you will be back with our next podcast. I don't know what we're going to be talking about next time.
We'll come up with something.
We'll figure it out.
We got it.
It's fine.
No, thanks again, everybody. Take it easy.
Have a good day.
Thanks for listening to Breakfast with Birch and Bat. We're supported by our very own store that you can find at birchandbat.com. We have tabletop adventure PDFs, gaming supplements for your ongoing games, and RPG-themed shirts, stickers, phone cases, mugs, and even more. As always, thank you for all your support, and we will see you next week.